The walls of Buckingham Palace have witnessed centuries of secrets, betrayals, and power struggles, but nothing quite like this. Prince William, the future king, has made a bold and ruthless decision that has left Queen Camilla in tears. Insiders describe shockwaves reverberating through the royal family as whispers of a power shift grow louder. But why would William target Camilla? Was this an act of strategy, personal vengeance, or something far more sinister? Could this be a warning shot to King Charles, or the beginning of a monarchy reshaped in William's image? One thing is certain, this decision has changed everything. Before we uncover this bold move, let's understand why it shook the monarchy to its core. Prince William's relationship with Queen Camilla has always been a complex one, shaped by history, personal loss, and duty. For years, his emotions have been guarded, his actions measured, but beneath the surface, the tension has always been there. From the moment Camilla stepped into the royal family's inner circle, William struggled to reconcile her presence with the painful memories of his mother, Princess Diana. To the public, Diana was more than just a beloved princess. She was a symbol of resilience, grace, and heartbreak. To William, she was his guiding force, the woman who taught him kindness, strength, and the weight of royal responsibility. But he also remembered her pain, the anguish she endured during her marriage to King Charles, and the shadow of betrayal that hung over their family. Camilla's rise to queen consort was a moment that solidified her place in history, but was William ever fully accepting of her role? The royal family had spent years carefully crafting her public image, slowly easing her into a position of prominence, but for William, acceptance was not so simple. While he remained respectful in public, those who knew him best claimed his private feelings were far more complicated. He understood his father's love for Camilla, but that did not erase the past. The idea of Camilla stepping into the space once held by his mother was a reality he struggled with, even if he never openly admitted it. Some moments gave the world a glimpse into the quiet strain between them, public appearances where the warmth between them seemed forced, brief interactions that felt more like obligation than genuine connection. Unlike his father, William is a man who carries his emotions in his stance, in his expressions, and in the subtle but telling gestures that often go unnoticed by casual observers. Those who studied the royal family closely could sense the distance, a formality that never quite softened, no matter how much time had passed. But William is not just a man shaped by personal history, he is a future king, one who understands the delicate balance between duty and emotion. For years, he has played the role expected of him, keeping the peace and standing beside Camilla in moments of ceremony and public appearances. Yet, there was always a lingering question. Had he truly forgiven her, or had he been waiting for the right moment to make his position clear? As William's role within the monarchy grew, so did his authority. No longer just the son of the king, he became a leader in his own right, a man with his vision for the future of the monarchy. His decisions were no longer just symbolic, they carried weight, and they had consequences. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, came the move no one expected, one that sent a clear message about where William stood. Despite their complicated past, no one expected William to make such a bold and public move against Camilla. Prince William's position within the monarchy has evolved dramatically in recent years, and with it, so has his influence. As the Prince of Wales, he is no longer just an heir waiting in the wings, he is actively shaping the future of the institution. While King Charles may still hold the throne, there is no denying that the next chapter of the monarchy is being written by William. His approach is strategic, modern, and forward-thinking, a stark contrast to the traditions that have defined his father's reign. Charles, for all his progressive views on environmental issues and philanthropy, remains a monarch deeply rooted in tradition. His leadership style is shaped by a lifetime of preparing to rule, bound by the rigid expectations of royal duty. He has worked tirelessly to maintain continuity, ensuring that the monarchy's legacy remains intact. But William represents something different. His experiences, both personal and public, have led him to embrace a more streamlined, efficient approach to the monarchy, one that focuses less on spectacle and more on substance. The key difference between father and son lies in their ability to adapt to the modern world. Charles has spent decades preserving royal traditions, even as public sentiment towards the monarchy has shifted. William, however, understands that for the institution to survive, it must evolve. He has seen firsthand how public perception can shape the fate of the royal family. He witnessed the fallout of Diana's struggles, the damage caused by scandals, and the growing demand for transparency and accountability. Unlike previous generations, he is not content to simply uphold tradition. He intends to reshape it. At the center of this transformation is his wife, Kate Middleton. Together, they have cultivated a carefully managed image of relatability and responsibility. Kate's influence on William's leadership style is undeniable. She is pragmatic, focused, and deeply attuned to public sentiment. The couple has worked to modernize royal engagements, shifting the focus towards meaningful impact rather than grand displays of wealth and status. Their initiatives prioritize mental health awareness, environmental sustainability, and social issues that resonate with the younger generation. This approach has strengthened their public appeal, setting them apart from the old guard of the monarchy. But as William steps into a more assertive role, questions arise about how this power shift is affecting his relationship with his father. King Charles, having waited decades for his time on the throne, is now faced with a son who is increasingly taking charge. The balance of authority within the royal household is changing, and with it, potential tensions are brewing. William's decisions are no longer just those of a dutiful son. They are those of a leader carving out his path. As William steps up as a future king, tensions within the royal household begin to surface in unexpected ways. The announcement sent shockwaves through royal circles. Prince William, the future king, had made a decisive move, one that would leave Queen Camilla devastated. In a decision that was as swift as it was unexpected, Camilla's sister, Annabel Elliot, was removed from the royal payroll. For years, Annabel had been a trusted figure within the royal household, serving as a key advisor and designer for the Duchy of Cornwall. Her role wasn't just about aesthetics, she had a personal connection to Camilla, offering her unwavering support in a world that could be cold and isolating. But now, with a single stroke, William had erased her influence. The move was framed as part of a modernization effort, a financial decision to streamline the duchy's expenses, but those close to the family knew better. This was personal. By cutting Camilla's sister from the royal structure, William had sent a clear message about his authority and vision for the monarchy. The decision was not just about money, it was about control, loyalty, and power dynamics within the family. Camilla, now queen consort, had worked for decades to secure her place in the monarchy, but this decision reminded her that she would always be at the mercy of those who came before and after her. For Camilla, this was more than just a bureaucratic change, it was a direct blow to her inner circle, a reminder that no matter how far she had come, there were still forces within the monarchy that could undo everything she had built. Annabel had been by her side through some of the most challenging moments of her life, offering counsel and reassurance. Losing her official role within the duchy wasn't just a professional loss, it was a deeply personal wound. Sources close to the royal family revealed that Camilla was deeply shaken by the decision. Those who saw her in the days following the announcement described her as visibly distressed, struggling to process the implications. Some reports even suggested that she had confronted King Charles about the move, seeking to understand why her sister had been targeted. But Charles, bound by his commitment to maintaining harmony within the monarchy, chose not to interfere. This led to one burning question. Was William making a statement about Camilla's growing influence, or was this simply the first step in a larger strategy? In the past, he had remained largely neutral on internal palace politics, but this move suggested that he was willing to make bold, even ruthless decisions to shape the monarchy's future. Some insiders speculated that this was his way of asserting dominance, not just over Camilla, but over the entire royal structure. By removing Annabel, he was proving that no one, not even the Queen Consort's closest allies, was untouchable. The significance of this decision cannot be overstated. It was a turning point, signaling that the power dynamics within the monarchy were shifting. Camilla, once considered an outsider, had fought for years to establish her place in the royal family, but William's decision was a stark reminder that her position was not as secure as she might have believed. But was this a one-time move, or just the beginning of a larger strategy? Behind the grand walls of the royal palaces, tensions are brewing. Prince William's decision to remove Queen Camilla's sister from the royal payroll was not an isolated move, it was a statement. A power shift is underway, and not everyone is pleased. The question now is whether this decision was just the beginning of a much larger strategy. Sources close to the royal family suggest that the relationship between William, Charles, and Camilla has been growing more strained in recent months. While Charles remains at the head of the monarchy, there is no denying that William is stepping into a leadership role far earlier than expected. Unlike his father, who spent decades preparing for the throne, William seems to be moving with a sense of urgency. His recent decisions indicate that he is not waiting for his official coronation to start making changes. At the heart of this power struggle lies Camilla's growing influence. Since her marriage to King Charles, she has carefully positioned herself as a stabilizing force within the royal family. Over the years, she has gained the king's unwavering trust, playing a significant role in many of his decisions. But with William taking a more active role in shaping the monarchy, some believe he sees Camilla's influence as a potential threat. His move to cut her sister from the royal payroll could be seen as his way of limiting her reach, signaling that she does not have the final say in royal matters. The tension between William and Camilla goes beyond personal history. It is a battle for influence. Who truly holds the power within the monarchy? While Charles wears the crown, William's actions suggest that he is already making decisions fit for a king. Camilla, on the other hand, is not one to back down easily. Having spent years fighting for her place in the monarchy, she is unlikely to sit by and watch her influence wane without resistance. Insiders believe this may just be the first step in William's larger plan to reshape the royal family. There are whispers that he intends to streamline the monarchy, reducing its financial burden and modernizing its structure. If that is the case, could more senior royals soon find themselves losing privileges? If Camilla's inner circle is not safe, then no one is. The situation raises even more pressing questions. Is King Charles fully aware of the extent of William's plans? Some believe he supports his son's efforts to modernize the monarchy, while others suggest that William is beginning to act independently, making decisions without seeking full approval from his father. If true, this could mark the beginning of a major internal conflict, one that could redefine the balance of power within the royal family. For now, the palace remains silent, refusing to address the growing speculation. But those who understand the inner workings of the monarchy know that silence often speaks louder than words. If William is making bold moves, what does this mean for the future of the monarchy? Prince William's decision to remove Queen Camilla's sister from the royal payroll has divided public opinion in a way few royal moves have in recent years. Some see it as a necessary step toward modernizing the monarchy, while others believe it is a calculated act of disrespect toward Camilla. As the debate rages on, one thing is certain: this decision has struck a nerve. Among royal watchers and experts, opinions are sharply divided. Those who support William argue that his leadership is signaling a shift toward accountability and efficiency. They believe that cutting unnecessary expenses and trimming the influence of non-essential royal figures is exactly what the monarchy needs to remain relevant in the modern world. In their eyes, William is proving that he is willing to make tough decisions, even if they come with personal consequences. On the other hand, critics see this as a cold and deliberate move that undermines Queen Camilla. To them, this is not just a financial decision, it is a power play, a calculated maneuver meant to weaken Camilla's standing within the royal family. Some question why Annabel Elliot was targeted, especially when other members of the extended royal family continue to benefit from royal privileges. If William was truly making cuts for efficiency, why did he start with someone so close to Camilla? Public sentiment reflects this split as well. Among younger generations, William's decision has been met with approval, particularly from those who believe the monarchy should be run more like a modern institution rather than an exclusive aristocracy. Many see this as a step toward reducing unnecessary spending and refocusing the royal family's efforts on meaningful work. However, among older royalists and longtime supporters of King Charles and Camilla, the decision has been viewed as an unnecessary act of division, one that risks creating fractures within the monarchy at a time when stability is needed most. The British media has been careful in how they frame the narrative. Some outlets have praised William's decisiveness, presenting him as a strong, future-focused leader who is not afraid to challenge the old ways. Others, however, have taken a more dramatic approach, emphasizing Camilla's emotional response and the potential rift this has caused between her and William. Headlines have ranged from analytical breakdowns of royal finances to sensationalized claims of behind-the-scenes conflict. Beyond the media frenzy, political and historical experts have weighed in on what this decision means for the monarchy's long-term future. Some argue that this is the clearest sign yet, that William's reign will be vastly different from his father's. He is making moves now that suggest he will not uphold all the traditions that previous monarchs have followed. Others warn that such bold moves could create unnecessary tensions within the family, potentially leading to instability and division at a time when the monarchy is already facing scrutiny. The larger question remains, was this truly about finances, or was William carefully reshaping the power structure of the royal family? His supporters see a leader taking control, while his critics see a prince making enemies within his own family. This brings us to a crucial question: what is William's true vision for the monarchy? Prince William's decision to remove Queen Camilla's sister from the royal payroll was not just a financial move, it was a statement about the future of the monarchy. For years, there have been discussions about whether the royal family needs to scale back, modernize, and become more financially responsible. Now William is proving that he is willing to take bold and decisive action to make that happen. Observers believe that this could be the first step in William's long-term plan to create a slimmed-down monarchy, one that focuses on fewer working royals, fewer financial burdens, and a stronger emphasis on public service rather than privilege. This aligns with his vision of a monarchy that is more relatable and less extravagant, a model that many European royal families have already adopted. If this is the direction William is heading in, then who will be next to face cuts? The decision to remove Annabel Elliot suggests that William is not afraid to trim the excess within the royal institution, even if it causes personal tensions. Speculation has already begun about whether other extended members of the royal family will see their privileges reduced as well. Prince Andrew, long seen as a controversial figure, has already been sidelined due to past scandals. But what about others? Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, or even lesser-known royals who still benefit from their connections to the crown? If William is serious about restructuring the monarchy, their roles could soon come under review. This move also fits into William's broader vision, which has been shaped by his commitment to modern causes, particularly environmental sustainability and global leadership. Through initiatives like the Earthshot Prize, William has made it clear that he wants to use his position to create real-world impact, rather than simply uphold outdated traditions. A streamlined modern monarchy would complement his mission, allowing the royal family to focus on global challenges rather than internal extravagance. But what does this mean for King Charles? The biggest question surrounding William's growing assertiveness is whether he is acting with his father's full approval or if he is beginning to take a more independent approach. Charles, who waited decades for his reign, may have expected to have full control over royal decisions. But William's recent moves suggest that he is already shaping the institution in his way. Is this a sign that William is preparing to step into his father's shoes sooner than expected? Or is he simply ensuring that his vision is in place by the time he takes the throne? Either way, his influence is becoming more apparent, and the changes he is making could redefine the royal family for generations to come. With the monarchy evolving, one major question remains: what does this mean for Queen Camilla's future? Queen Camilla has spent years solidifying her place within the royal family, but Prince William's latest move may have shifted the ground beneath her feet. The decision to remove her sister from the royal payroll wasn't just about finances. It was a clear sign that her influence may not be as untouchable as she once thought. As William asserts his authority, many are beginning to question, is Camilla being pushed to the sidelines? For decades, Camilla has carefully navigated the complexities of royal life, transforming herself from an outsider into a queen consort. Her marriage to King Charles was initially met with public skepticism, but over time she won the trust of both the king and key figures within the monarchy. Now, however, her position is being tested in ways she never anticipated. If William is truly taking control of the monarchy's future, then where does that leave her? Some believe that Camilla will not take this quietly. She has spent too long securing her place to simply step aside. As queen consort, she has the ear of the king, and some insiders speculate that she may attempt to influence Charles to counter William's growing control. Could she persuade Charles to intervene and protect her standing? Or is the king himself beginning to lose control over the direction of the monarchy? If Charles chooses to stay neutral, or worse, support William's decision, Camilla's authority within the palace could begin to erode even further. History offers numerous examples of royal consorts who lost power over time, despite once holding considerable influence. Queen Alexandra, the wife of King Edward VII, found herself increasingly sidelined once her son King George V ascended the throne. Similarly, Queen Adelaide, consort to King William IV, saw her influence diminish when Queen Victoria took the crown and reshaped the monarchy. Could Camilla be facing a similar fate, one where she is left to watch as the younger generation takes control? Speculation is growing over whether this is just the first step in William's larger plan to distance the monarchy from Camilla's influence. His decision to cut Annabel Elliot's role may not be an isolated act, but rather a warning sign of what's to come. If he continues down this path, could Camilla herself see her role reduced? While she will always hold the title of Queen Consort, her actual influence over royal decisions could begin to fade as William shapes the institution in his own vision. This leaves one pressing question. Will Camilla fight back to maintain her influence, or will she accept the shifting power dynamics and step back? Some believe that she still holds enough sway within royal circles to push back against William's growing authority, but others argue that the tide has already turned. If Charles chooses to side with his son, Camilla may find herself with no choice but to accept a diminished role. With all these dramatic changes, one thing is certain: the power dynamics of the monarchy are shifting like never before. Prince William's decision to remove Queen Camilla's sister from the royal payroll may seem like a minor administrative move on the surface, but its true impact runs much deeper. This moment signals a major shift in the balance of power within the royal family. It is not just about financial restructuring, it is about authority, influence, and the future of the monarchy itself. For years, Camilla worked to secure her place within the royal institution, but William's decisive action suggests that her influence is no longer unquestioned. His growing leadership, his vision for a streamlined monarchy, and his willingness to make bold moves all indicate that he is already shaping the future, one that may not include the same level of power for Camilla. But how will the public respond? Some may embrace William's modern approach, seeing him as the leader who will bring the monarchy into a new era. Others, however, may view this as a ruthless move, a sign of deeper tensions within the royal family that could lead to more instability. One thing is clear: the monarchy is standing at a crossroads. With William taking a stronger stance and Charles navigating his own reign, the question of who truly holds the power behind palace walls is more uncertain than ever. The monarchy has survived centuries of turmoil, but as power shifts within, the question remains: who truly holds the crown? If you found this royal power struggle fascinating, like and subscribe for more deep dives into the monarchy's biggest secrets.